Welcome back to the What's the Scenario podcast. I'm your co-host, Dom Green. This is my co-host,
Jeremy Albelda.
And we're talking about one of the biggest fears in general, and that is...
going to the amusement park?
Yeah, you're right. We're going to the amusement park today. So
I just more hate it.
Well, there's been a lot of crazy shit that's been going on with amusement parks, and just going to start off at the top, things that are most relevant. We live in Mexico City, and what just happened recently, Jeremy? Do you remember?
I have one of those like swing things that go like this, but like up 20 stories. And at the very top, it fucking broke down in the middle of a thunderstorm. We'll put the clip in. It looked like absolute hell. But I remember going there too on multiple occasions, and the rides are constantly breaking down. I was in line, first off, for a fucking hour for some piece of shit ride I didn't even want to go on. That I got dragged onto because I hate heights. And
it's that Mexico Mexico.
Yeah. And then as I'm right about to get onto it, it literally like seized up, and you hear it go, and then there's like a siren, and I was like, and I was like, perfect, let's get out of here.
Okay, in the context of any amusement park, I don't care if it's Mexico or if it's in America, I mean, there's a lot of issues, mainly being personnel, right? I mean,
oh god, just the creepy characters running around, like the Peter Pan guy, he's just like some aspiring theater actor from like outskirts of Orlando, fucking
mullet like Joe Dirt.
That's what like this. Look at the Disney World. On the Olympic hide and seek team.
Yeah. A little too hype. I feel your charisma coming through right now. One thing that really scares me about amusement park is not only just the rides, but it's more of just like the general people.
Oh god, it's a nightmare. It's like it's a trip of people's lives. First off, so you got all these. There's usually Latino people coming from like Mexico or Brazil, fucking decked out in Mickey gear, going absolute ham. They spend an entire week there.
Disney adults,
dude, going for an entire week. First off, I don't know. I mean, I don't have kids yet, or I think I'm shooting blanks, to be honest. But
it would have happened by now, I'm sure, with all of the happenings you've had.
Yeah, maybe. But people spend a week there. Imagine having 2 kids and a significant other, and you got to pay for 4 flights, and then you've got to rent a car. And then the hotel, it's like they've jacked the shit out of it. It's like $400 a night. Yeah. But you know how it is. My family was
things
cheap.
are already adding up to me right now.
Yeah,
it's like
half
go ride on this ride.
It's like half
it's like go ride on this ride. First, pack your lunch bag because that corn dog is way too expensive.
Oh yeah. Speaking about the food, I don't know. My mom is like a freak carnivore when it comes to like eating like meat off the bone. So, anyways, her favorite thing at Disney World was those disgusting turkey legs that are like literally this big. It's just like red, disgusting.
The nastiest part of the turkey leg is all of the ligaments. It's not just like protein.
Yeah, so you're walking around and it feels just like
okay,
like disgusting.
So we're gonna make our rounds for the turkey leg, the corn dog, and then the funnel cake. The funnel cake is the best thing.
Yeah. So then you put all that disgusting trash in your gut, and then you're supposed to go on some sort of ride that you just get absolutely tossed around. And what do you think's going to happen? I'm just a little sickly Jewish kid, so
I'm thinking of
every time.
I'm thinking of the Sandlot clip in my mind right now. What is that thing called, man? Let's just call it the Twister.
Oh yeah, that's like the Armatron 2000, and there's some fucking loser in there who's been on 50 times who like pushes his way up, and then he's like standing like this, like on the fucking wall, like walking around over you like this.
Yo, bro. I get it. Stay in frame. That was an experience.
Mr. Jeremy's Wild Ride. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
I mean, like the innocence of going to the amusement park, you think that everything is very safe. And the fact of the matter is, like, there's always room for error, and there's always going to be something that breaks down.
Yeah, I just saw in the news, it was like Disneyland in Anaheim, California, and LA has like something like 95 deaths.
And 93 fatalities in total at Disneyland and Disney World. Well, 22.
Yeah. Like, how do you stay open? And if it's only a mechanical error, I imagine just old grandpas that get sucked on these trips and get stuck on the rides, and it's like, oh, God, my fucking heart.
Okay, so on that note, obviously there's a lot of fine print, right? So fine print being that as soon as you accept that ticket, even if you're 11 years old, they're not responsible for your death.
Well, of course. Especially they're not responsible for children's deaths. Of course not.
Yeah. Okay. So you heard about the Disney story about the wife that died and somehow
the allergy thing, right?
The allergy thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then this woman died at the park, and they tried to sue Disney, and Disney said because
They signed up for a Disney Plus account.
A Disney Plus trial that they weren't able to sue them because it's in the fine print on the contract of that you can't sue Disney.
A 30-day trial constitutes me not being awarded for my wife's death. Yeah. Like, that's bullshit.
And then they came back and rescinded that, obviously.
A lot of bad press. Press here.
You sign up, you pay all this money to go to this thing. There's a million rides, but the lines are so goddamn long that if you're lucky, you're only getting on 2 or 3 rides in the whole damn day.
Well, you got to get the super pass.
Yeah, but then, the fast pass, and then you just see all the scumbags going fast, and you're just like, and then you look up at your cheap ass parents, and they're just like, what do you want?
But in America, we have a big problem, and the biggest problem is obesity. Not just because of the funnel cakes and the corn dogs and that big ass ligament fucking turkey leg, but we've got a lot of obese people, and we're starting to see a rise of wheelchairs, the electro wheelchairs. And at that point in time, where's the fun in that? If you're carting yourself around,
you're carting, and then someone got to pick your body out, put you in the fucking city, and like, whoa, the hell of my life! Grab my cane, honey! Grab my cane! Put you back in the fucking chair, and then push you back to get some more fucking trash.
My shit died.
Yeah.
Can I get a jump?
So I remember also going back in the day to Universal Studios, which I think is actually probably cooler because it's like movie related. But
I like what you did with your voice right there.
Oh, thank you. I remember going back in the day, and they had an entire section on Waterworld, that fucking movie with Kevin Costner. It's like an apocalyptic world is covered in water. And they had a whole show, like multiple rides. I'm like, you couldn't choose a better movie to make a whole fucking thing about than this?
I think I found the title of what our podcast is going to be called for this episode. It's going to be 100 reasons why you shouldn't go to the amusement park. But nonetheless, one of my favorite rides, I've had some good experiences, but it was Universal Studios. And, I'm not going to give the backstory of this, but I rode a lot of rides with my ass being spanked from the day before, and it was semi-fun, right? But one thing that I do remember was the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids simulation, and we strapped ourselves into this chair, and it felt like mice were running up my fucking leg. And ever since then, I've been traumatized towards mice. I don't care if it is a dime-sized mouse or, a huge rat. I'm traumatized.
Yeah, of course. I remember going in there too, and I loved that movie, and I was like,
oh my God, I'm smaller than I remember.
So there was one other ride that I thought was ridiculous, and it was the log flume. And then the main part of that attraction was you didn't have to wait online to get fucking splashed to death. So there's people there where I remember walking across the thing, not even knowing the thing was coming, and you just get blasted with water. I'm like, oh, got some soaking wet for the rest of the day.
Dude, as a kid, I just couldn't wait to get soaked.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, exactly. And then you stink. Your parents are complaining. You stink, even though they stink.
Dude, but honestly, being a parent in the 90s was probably the best time because,
no cell phones.
No cell phones. You can get lost in the park, and coincidentally, one of my cousins got lost.
Oh, yeah. Think about that. Second, when you got the man, it's Mr. Green.
Send the troops.
Mr. Green, your son is lost. Your son is lost in the mirror room,
but
funhouse.
You know what? He was of age to know better, but that kid needed a leash.
Of course you need. Oh, that's the thing. The first time I saw leashes at Disney, because every kid is on a leash. I'm 100% put my kid on a leash at all times till they're about 8. Because when they're 2 years old, they now mobile and they can just walk and do whatever they want. They're just impulsive as shit.
But if you're 11 years old, everyone's like, that kid is slow as fuck.
Yeah. I used to have these gigantic glasses. I'll put a picture in here, unfortunately. Gigantic glasses, blonde bowl cut. You put me on a leash, 100% you would have thought I was special. 100%.
Dude, you had the Coke bottles?
Oh, yeah. I could literally...
What's that guy's name? Squints?
Yeah.
I could Squints. You're a Squint.
My glasses were so thick that I could take them off and get the sun in there and then literally burn bugs. That's how they incinerate them.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, you're a sick man. I remember doing those science experiments, but I didn't actually have the hardware on my face to do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, what do you guys think? What are the best things about amusement parks and what are the worst? We want to hear the worst.
Thanks for watching the What's the Scenario podcast. I'm your co-host, Dom Green.
And I'm the Germinator.
Yeah, that's not his real name. So you got the sleeves out today. Hey, please subscribe, like, share with a friend if this made you laugh, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.